I want to mention to the new people, you can play on your phone or your computer or both. You can have 2 devices per account, so that's something that always seems to be a problem, is people don't understand that. You used to have to sign up on the web only, but then right after we launched, people were complaining, so I retooled the whole thing, which cost a bunch more money. And now you can sign up in the App Store, but then I had to raise the fee because I have to give 30% of, so I just added the 30% to give to Apple and Google, like they need it. But anyway, now you can sign up on your phone and you can sign up on computer and play across both. So let's talk about a couple things coming up here. The play section, you all know, right? You choose your region. The day 1 poem comes out on day 1. And this is the first time you've heard me speak about all these things succinctly like this, but I'm going to do it. Hopefully it helps. The day 1 poem. Let's talk about that. There was a poem that a guy named Forrest Fenn did for a treasure. He had a little metal box of treasure, and he hid it somewhere, and he wrote a poem, and you had to buy his book to get the poem. And that's all you got. There was no more clues. You got a poem. And I think it took like 10 years, I don't know, to find the thing. And it was about $1 million in value. I'm spreading wealth way faster than that. But that was my inspiration for the poem. I thought, well, I'm going to have a poem to start each game, as far as wish lamps anyway. And it needs to be like a riddle. It needs to be hard, but it also needs to be like, if they solved it, they could find it the first day. I don't think it will happen. It might happen. It could happen. Probably in the future it will happen. You guys are getting smarter faster, which is a little concerning for me, but I'll adjust. So the day 1 poem is hard. And there was a guy in January that signed up and then wrote, "I want my money back. This is too hard." By the way, we'll give your money back. I have no problem refunding money for any issues or problems. But I just was a lesson to me. Is like, yeah, people need to understand it's a lot of money. Even $200,000 is a lot of money. So the poem is going to be hard. I don't want it solved the first day. It'd be kind of cool down the road someone did crack it somehow. That'd probably be. But I'd rather that happen when I have sponsor money coming in, not when it's coming out of my pocket and my partner's pockets. I won't be able to keep the game going if that happens. But anyways, the day 1 poem is hard, and it does lead you there, but the way it's designed to work, before I go into that, people are going to want to know this, and I'm a little leery about talking about it, because I am very protective, but it's my daughter, one of my daughters, not the one you met earlier, that creates the poems. She also is in charge of all the clues. So I don't really want to, people getting to know her and messaging her and all that stuff, but so keep it professional and stuff. But my daughter is it's been brilliant. She doesn't even want me to pay her for managing the whole clue process. The clue process is the major part of the hunt, and she manages all of that. She does the poems. She publishes the clues. She overlooks the few clue creators we have and makes sure that we're getting the right amount of clues. All that stuff is done by her, and I pay her what I can, but she gets the least amount because she's not asking for anything. She's just helping me and our family and the company. But she writes those poems, and I'm astonished, by her gift. And I'm glad they're hard because I couldn't write those. But they're fun too. So work the poems. On day 1, the poem comes out, and that's it. That's all you get on day 1. The next day, from then on, you get 2 clues a day minimum. We actually leaked out a 3rd or 4th one once in a while this time, but we'll figure that out. But right now, it's 2 clues a day, come out every day until the lamp is found. Okay, so you got the poem the first day. That's it. You're not getting another clue. Just start studying the poem, and you guys are getting good at that, by the way. I can tell. And then you get 2 clues per day, and so there's an algorithm, not AI. But humanly, we've designed a management system where we have difficulty ratings and we have proximity ratings, and those get to decide hints, what gets a hint, what doesn't get a hint, how many hints. It's a lot of work, actually, all this clue stuff. And then the only other option beyond that is the advantage clues, which I want to talk about because I'm tweaking those because I'm learning on the pacing of them. So that's a big change coming up for Region 10 that I wanted to talk about today. I'm trying to read some of these things. All right. Someone said the clue poems are fabulous. Yeah, thank you. Thank my daughter. So her name's MJ. That's all I can say. She's brilliant and awesome and humble, and it's wonderful. But yeah, thank her for the poems. And she wanted to get on. She goes, Dad, should I get on afterwards? Because they all want to know the answer. And I said, I don't want them to learn that fast. Don't tell them how, because they'll get in your head and they'll figure out how you write your poems. And I don't want to do that. And I said, maybe in 10 years I'll let you publish a book of the answers and we'll sell it on a store that we don't have on our website yet. But no, I don't want her telling you guys. People are using AI to solve the clues, so we have to use humans to combat it. And so you can't get in the humans' heads that are making the clues, because that's the only protection we have against all these tools that people are used to solve the clues. AI did not exist in the form it exists now when I started building this company. It was right before I launched that ChatGPT came public. And I was like, well, that's not good. So now every clue has to be put against that. It's difficult. So my wife is a clue creator. Her name's Jo. She sits in the office next to mine and writes clues. She always likes to say she's working for her daughter, our daughter MJ. Jo does everything. She does the book. She does everything. This is like my 7th company, and they're all still going, in different iterations. So she's done everything I've ever pursued, every passion, every vision. She's been by my side. So you all should be thanking Jo for keeping me going, because it takes a lot to keep me going like this. But anyway, she writes clues. She's one of the main clue creators. Chad, my partner, he writes clues. His daughter, Trevin, writes clues. I try to write clues less and less anymore now. We have a great attorney, Charles. I wonder if Charles is watching. Charles, you there? Hey, Charles. Charles is the most brilliant attorney, and he is starting to write clues too. So I can't let a lot of people write clues, because I have to set up security systems for that. So I'm going to do that. Will you guys ever post the answers after the lamp is found to the actual clues? I think at some point we will. Yeah, it hasn't hit my priority list yet, because I'm just trying to keep the company going. But I think once we get teams of people versus I'm like 20 teams right now. Chad's like 20 teams. There's just a handful of us. And so a lot of that stuff where we can fine tune and provide you answers, we'll learn. And we're like, hey, we should leave this open. We should leave this active. They should be able to go in and do this. But the other thing you have to realize is that not only will we post those answers for you, not the poem, but the clues, there'll be another game going right away, so you won't have even this downtime that I'm having right now with you. You wouldn't have it. It wouldn't be here. You'd be on to 4 other games. So you may not even want to look back at that. But yeah, I think we would post that. All right. So anyway, I want to talk about the advantage clues. So after the first game, I realized the treasure views were coming out too fast to buy them all the first day, because people could just drive around and look. And even though the pictures are hard, I take them, and I know they're hard, because I'm like, here's a piece of a wall, here's a piece of dirt. But when you put them all together, it teaches you things. Is it indoors? Is it outdoors? All that kind of stuff. And so they're of great value, but they are one of the scariest things for me, because the other clues only get you to a radius, and then those treasure views become really important. The guy that just won, the person that just won, that will be announced here on July 23rd in Colorado Springs, it was the poem and something he found, and then it was, he looked right at it and walked away. And as he walked away, he looked down and saw something that he had just purchased the day before in the treasure views. Then it clicked to go back, he was in the right place. Something caught his eye and said, oh wait, that's the picture I bought yesterday. So I slowed down the treasure views, because I would like these games to take a little more than just advantage clues to solve them. So every 30 days you can buy a 2-pack up to 10 pictures, so 5 2-packs. So that's what the treasure views, and that'll probably change. Who knows? We'll probably add more pictures, the pacing, I don't know, but that's the change I made after watching and learning how that was working. The other changes coming up, you saw the notification. If you read the announcement section in the Treasure Games platform, there's an announcement section, and every now and then I post something that's actually a real announcement that's important. And I just did, saying that I'm changing the rangefinder. And I've had some good feedback from that. I thought people were going to be upset, but most of them said, I'm glad you're doing that, because what I've learned is that people aren't really playing the game. They're just buying their way to a 5-mile radius and then trying to do a grid and then hope they get the pictures and get lucky. And that's not all what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build a little longer experience that every piece works together. So the poem gets worked, the daily clues get worked, the advantage clues come out at a time that it just like is a puzzle, like as if you were going after a real treasure in the real world. You wouldn't just go find the boat that sunk. You would put pieces together for a while, and then eventually, you would know that, hey, and then this came out today, and this came out, and now this unlocked, and I can use the compass. So that's going to change. So it's the new thing coming out that I wanted you to know about is that you can't buy the first distance, which is 100 miles, for 25 days. So now you're going to have to work the poem, and you're going to have to the clues, and you're going to have to do research. 25 days after that, you get 50 miles. 25 days after that, you'll get the 25 miles, and 100 days, you'll get the 5 miles. So I would like these games to last a little longer, and I think that'll do it. I think that'll get us in the range they need to last, somewhere in that range. I mean, 88 days was kind of fast on the first one for me, but hopefully that. And if that's too long, then I'll ratchet it back. I don't know. Remember, I don't have anyone teaching me. I don't have anywhere to look. You guys are teaching me. I'm learning as fast as I can, and I'm thinking ahead, like, what if we did this, what if we did that? So, I also don't want this to be a game where you can buy your way to winning. I mean, literally, you should be able to do it with the poem and the clues that come out with your subscription. So I know those advantage clues are there. I will say this, too. The 4 that I started with, that we created, there's more coming. Yeah, there's be more advantage clues, different types, and those might be able to come out faster depending on what they are. But again, just want you to know that that's going to change on the rangefinder. We'll see how that goes. I hope it makes you work all 3 components. The last component that we don't provide is your knowledge of the area, the way your mind works, how hard you work at it, and that's what I love about treasure games. It's a game of skill and effort. So when you win, you deserve to win. And you have influence over winning, not like the lottery, right? Because the lottery, you just buy a ticket and that's it, 300 million to 1 odds, and this is a better way to spread wealth. Because I will never have a $100 million winner, but I will have $101 million winners. Did you know, like in the United States? By the way, there's 101 lotteries around the world, but in the United States, the one we have here, you take all the games that are national. There's only about 8 winners in a year that hit the jackpot, the top prize of any game, any one of those games. And then even down to the $1 million, only about 20, 25 people in a year. My vision is that we will have thousands of people winning all different values from the 1.2 million down in all these different games all the time. And they will be using all the different, I have a game coming that may not even have clues. It's totally different technology. So imagine all the different fun ways you're going to be able to use skill and your effort to earn life-changing money, rather than just buying a ticket and hope you win. And now you have a real chance of winning. And because of the model, no one's going to win $1 billion, but 1,000 people will win $1 million from treasure games in a year, just in this country. That's what I'm building. And that's what drives me, because that's a way better model to spread wealth. Everyone should be able to go out and find some treasure and have some fun. Besides, going out and getting out in the world with your family, man, that's so rewarding to see those videos. When I see the families out there, I see the couples out there, I see the parents and their kids out there, and they're out there treasure hunting, even if they don't win that round, and they post their videos, feeds my soul. Yeah. So anyways, that's what's going on there. I need to tell you about the location owners. Some stuff has come up about the location owners. And that was what they can and can't say, right? So that came up with some treasure hunters this time. So these location owners that allow me to place these treasures, like these lamps, on their commercial property, they sign a pretty comprehensive agreement with me that locks it down. Like, it's fraud if someone they know cheated our game and won. And that's a felony at this level of money. And so it's a pretty, serious agreement. They are not allowed to disclose to you whether they're part of treasure games. So if your question to an owner that you think has the treasure, if you ask them, are you part of treasure games? They're going to say no. Because if they say yes or they say no comment, then you're going to know it's there. You didn't even solve it. They can't do it. They're not allowed to. So don't ask them. I wrote that in the rules recently after this. Every game I learned something. And that's how rules get made and policies get made. Something happens and then you have to, fine-tune things and clarify things and add things and make more information available. So I'm telling you right now, the only question you should be asking a person that owns a business, if you think it's theirs, can I search this property? You can tell them it's part of a treasure hunt. You can tell them it's part of a scavenger hunt, whatever words you want to use, but you just need to say, can I search this property for this thing I'm doing, this treasure game? If they are the property, they will say yes. If they aren't the property, they still might say yes, which I want to be part of the game. I want you to go search other people. If they go ahead, search it. If they say yes, have fun, knock yourselves out. You might go to some cool places. You might have some fun traveling around these cities and learning things. So go ahead, go tour those places, But here's what should happen. If it's at the real location and they say yes and you don't find it, that's part of the game. That's part of the hunt. Because they're not allowed to tell you if it's there. And they're certainly not allowed to say, yeah, I'm part of treasure game, so stay here and keep looking until you find it. That's part of the hunt. I know a lot of people walk by this one. I know because we have cameras on it. That's part of the hunt. So, we got the poem and the clues and the advantage clues, but then the fourth and final piece is you. Did you read the rules of how it could be hidden? Yeah, it could be disguised. It could be in a container. It's all in the rules. That part's in the rules right there. And I've said several times, read the rules. I've asked the host to put in their videos. They put in read the rules, right? So, and I'm going to keep changing things as far as how they're hidden because people are starting to look for things. Oh, it's always going to be in this. No, it's not. As you guys get smarter, I'm going to have to make the game, stay ahead of you a little bit. So I don't know what they'll be hidden in, but they're out there right now and they're hidden differently. But this one, yeah, people walked right by it, which was part of the hunt. So that part's up to you, right? You bring that. You bring your work effort, you bring your research, you bring your family, you bring your team, all that stuff. The other thing I've changed is a new rule is if you find a lamp, this is going to be news for the people who just won, bad news. If you find a lamp right now with only this many regions going, you can't be in another hunt for wish lamps for a year from the date you found it. So that's news. It used to be you could join the next season, but that's not going to happen until I get all 10 regions going and all the seasons going all the time. So right now I don't want a person to win and then go win another one. I don't want that. I don't think that's spreading wealth, and that's not positive for what I'm trying to build. So I just letting the winners, the two winners know. I already let Ron and Michelle know, but I'm letting the new person know. As far as wish lamps, you cannot do it for a year from the date you found it, but once we have other games going, you can join those games and follow those rules accordingly. Eventually, I'll probably back off of that 1 year when we have a bunch of regions going. So we'll see. I don't want anyone monopolizing anything. All right, what else? Upload to the Watch channel, please. That feeds me. So if you don't know how, there's a video out there. There's a thing called My Channel, and you click on it and go and upload and manage your stuff, and just keep everything positive. Some people coming to this platform that are new haven't heard me talk about this, but they're like, why can't we make comments? You build a community that way. Well, I just hired some marketing people who are going to make a Facebook page for the group to chat and have a group Facebook page for treasure games. And out there you can comment all you want. In the platform, I don't allow comments because I don't want negativity. People can post all kinds of things before we catch it. And I'm not going to have it. When I'm gone, if you guys want to change the rules, you can. But as long as I'm around, I like it that you have to take the time to post a video because it makes you more thoughtful. And a lot of people who say bad things and negative things, they just do it real quick. And there's no thought behind it. And because there's no real effort it takes, it's easy to do. This takes a few more minutes to post a picture, an image with a quote or some text. And it also takes a little bit to post a video. But right now, that community in there is so positive with each other, and it just makes you feel good to watch their videos. So that's that. Will the barometer work before 100 days if we find the radius without help? Yes, the barometer still works the same. I haven't changed that at all. But what I have changed on the advantage clues is there's going to be this whole new section of information that you're going to, when you click buy, there's a new box next to it that says learn more. Doesn't matter which one you click, it's going to force you to learn more. because people are writing in and they don't understand. Hey, I bought this, and they don't understand because they didn't take time to read about it. So now you're going to have to read about it, and I fleshed it out so that it's clear and it's not inconsistent, and you know what the advantage clue really is, right? So when it says a 5-mile radius, the lamp is hidden within a 5-mile radius, right? That's a 10 miles across, people. So when you go racing there, it's only 5 miles. No, it's a big area for a small 12-inch lamp. And so many people race out there thinking, no, you got to solve some clues. You got to work the poem. So you still can use the hot and cold right away, however it was set up before, but you're going to have a lot more instruction on how they work. So, all right. So someone said they like the positivity. I just want to thank you because, look, I'm planning on competing with Facebook and TikTok and everybody. I'm planning on this getting so big that I'll have the leverage to be an example of positivity. I mean, in today's world, we need to be united and we need to support each other, and there needs to be no room for negativity. So when we were building this, they're like, the tech team's like, you're not going to let them make comments? I said, they can put a heart and say they love it, or they can say nothing at all, or they can take the time to make a video. Because it's like, if you have nothing good to say, right? That's one of the things my mom taught me, that don't say anything at all. We don't need it. This world does not need negativity. We need positivity, and we need support, and we need to be united. That's when we're at our best. And so, treasure hunt. Let's have fun. Let's have adventure, you know? Let's support each other. Let's spread wealth. And by the way, when this thing makes money, I'm going to invest in people that are making the world better for you and for me and my family. I want to mention the prize. Oh, I know the watch section needs a lot of work, if I hadn't said that. Yeah, we're working on it. The prizes, you need to think about that. I want to have more contests, but people aren't competing in them. So, you know, it takes a while to finish them before I can start another one. But anyone that's won a weekly contest will tell you it's easy. You go in there, you read the contest rules, it says current contest, you read the rules, you upload whatever it is, you know, make sure you use the right hashtag, and then it hits my computer, and I can look at it and say, oh, these are the first 10 people to win this contest. Those people are getting $100 all the time. There's people that won 5 in a row. You know, $500, just like that, because they're doing them. Weekly prizes, people, read the prizes section and go out there and win some of that contest. All right, announcements. I'm going to start putting announcements in there as we get bigger, so make sure you check the announcements page every now and then. The engagement section that has all these tabs to the rules, those are getting updated all the time. Eventually I won't have to update things. We'll find the happy medium and we'll know how things work. But there's always going to be announcements. There's always going to be new games coming. There's always going to be, you know, surprises and things. So anyways, make sure you read that. Customer support is going to be improving, hopefully, here shortly. That costs money too, but we're working on it. The tech is going to be improving, the marketing, having some social media. We're also, this was brought up by a suggestion by several of you, a referral program. Okay, so we're going to have a referral program, right? And so that's being built right now. And so there'll be ways for people to refer and get things. Some of it's going to be, I'm actually starting with some organizations where I'm going to do it as a fundraiser for them. So that if their members join, they'll make some money, and then eventually I'll drill down to individuals and affiliate type stuff. But that's where I'm starting with some custom referral stuff with some member organizations that I want to support. Just fits the mission, and but I am thinking about how to engage and incentivize people to tell people about treasure games, and you know, we're here with a few thousand people playing. It keeps growing every time someone wins, and now with marketing it'll get more awareness. But I really need to be up here to get the sponsors, so I'm a ways away from that, and the gap between there's is tough to navigate financially. So I would say you guys just hit all your Facebook people and your TikTok and say join this, because then I'm going to pour gas on this. You're going to see every region open all the time. Right now I have 10 regions. Imagine when I have every state has its own. 52 regions. Right, so help me get there. I appreciate it, and I do appreciate the support. This has been amazing. I never thought it would be like this. You know, I didn't think that I'd know all the treasure hunters and they'd be helping me. I figured I'd be behind the scenes doing it all. So it's been great.